Hello everybody, this is Solar Tiger with another battery power video. Today is the 2nd of February 2024 and this is a video about some batteries that I bought. So, as you know, I'm into several different hobbies. I'm into solar power. You can see some of my solar panels outside, and I'm into electrical things. I'm into aquariums. I'm into e-biking or e-commuting, I put it that way, and various other things. So anyway, as I've shown in other videos, I have an electric bicycle that I use to go to work. I commute to work on my e-bike, the Rad Runner Plus that you've seen in other videos. And in the winter time, it can get cold riding to work. So I do wear heated clothing on my e-bike, as I have shown in other videos. And the way I power my clothing is with a 12-volt battery, as the clothing I use is designed to be used on a motorcycle and it's powered by the motorcycle's battery. Obviously I have an e-bike and I need a 12-volt battery to power my heated gear, as my e-bike runs on 48 volts and my heated clothing runs on 12 volts. So instead of messing with the wiring on my bike, which is still under warranty, I just chose the option of using a separate battery that I put in the cargo box that I've shown in other videos. Now the battery that I'm currently using is this one down here. It's from an electric golf trolley and it has a capacity of 22 amp hours, and this is a lithium iron phosphate battery that is 12.8 volts, 22 amp hours. And this battery is small and compact and it's lightweight. It's about between 2 and 3 kilos in weight, and it powers my clothing great. And the only thing is that the size of the battery does limit what I can run with it, and I want to have a heated top and heated trousers as well as heated gloves. Now to run all of that I need about 15 amps worth of current, and I could do with a larger capacity battery, but other than that this battery works just fine. So I went online on eBay and Amazon to see what I could find, and I went battery shopping. And the first battery I bought was the battery here on the left, the Blue Fusion GX50. So that's the first battery I bought off of eBay. It cost me about £120, and that's the battery I got. After doing some tests with it, I discovered a few things, and then I bought this battery on the right from Amazon, brand new, for about roughly £120 delivered. So this battery was brand new from Amazon. This one was used from eBay. So let me start with this battery. So this battery is a Blue Fusion GX50, and this battery is lithium ion. Now I'll come back to this and talk about this in more detail. So this battery is 50 amp hours, and it's reasonably compact. It has a carrier handle on the top and 2 screw terminals on the top. It weighs about 4 kilograms, so pretty light and pretty compact. And I thought, yeah, this is good. It will do good for my application. I wanted something small and light to carry on my e-bike in the cargo box. So I bought this. So let's look at the label on the front of it. So it says 12 volts, 50 amp hours. There's something about this I'll come back to in a moment. It says high power output for marine applications, and then there's some specifications. The voltage, working voltage between 9 volts and 12.6 volts. It has a capacity of 50 amp hours. That's 630 watt hours. Has a maximum discharge current of 60 amps. The charging information is charge up to 12.6 volts for 40 amps maximum. And then there's some temperature ratings, so we can discharge between -20 to +45, and we can charge between 0 degrees up to 45 degrees centigrade. So good ho there. Right, so this battery is sold mainly to power an electric trolling motor, i.e. an electric outboard motor for a small boat. So you might go to your local lake with your small boat for a spot of fishing on the weekend maybe, and instead of rowing your boat you might use a small electric outboard motor, and then obviously you need a battery to power your outboard motor. So this is mainly sold for that purpose. Now the price of a new one of these ranges anywhere from about 300 to £400-500 UK pounds for a new one of these. So they are very, very expensive. So I thought, oh okay, I won an auction for this for about £120. The guy said he had it for 2 years, and it was he had it as a spare for one that he used. So it sat for about 2 years not being used, and then he decided to sell. So I bid on this and ended up with this. Now, some issues that I have with this. Right, you will see here that it has a voltage rating of between 9 volts and 12.6 volts, and that the maximum voltage is 12.6 volts. Now, for the purpose that I want it for, to power some heated clothing on my e-bike, and I'm thinking about putting a better headlamp on it too, so this battery will be used to run a headlight as well as my heated clothing gear. So to run my heated clothing gear, I want a battery that always puts out more than 12 volts. Because what I've found with using so-called 12 volt gear is you need a voltage over 12 volts. Ideally, around 13 volts will give the best performance on 12 volt heated gear and running headlamps and other things like that. So having a maximum output voltage of 12.6 volts is a bit low, and that's the maximum you can charge it to. So as you use it, it'll drop down, and that's the thing about this lithium ion battery. Internally, this is a 3S battery. It has 3 lithium ion cells in series inside of it, and a 3S lithium ion battery has a nominal voltage of just 11.1 volts. So for a 12 volt purpose, that's a bit low. So it's not great, because what this means is that as you power your load, it won't be long before the output voltage drops below 12 volts, and then your stuff doesn't work as well. And that's true of heated clothing, headlamps, and I would assume that this is even more of an issue when running a electric trolling motor, because as the voltage drops, it becomes less powerful. So this is all negative things, really. You want a battery where the voltage is above 12 volts for the best performance. So, and I did some tests with this. I hooked it up to my heated clothing gear. I hooked it up to a 50 watt base layer and a pair of 65 watt heated trousers and some 30 watt pair of heated socks. I ran all the stuff together, which put a current draw of about 11 amps on the battery, and it wasn't long before the battery was running under 12 volts. So about 11 point something volts. So that's not great. So that's when I thought that my good deal was not really a good deal, and that with the fact that the voltage drops to less than 12 volts reasonably quickly would question its ability to really run an electric trolling motor. So it's a lot of money for not great performance. And I thought I was getting a not so good deal at £120, let alone £300, £400, £500. And also it comes with this charger. It's a 10 amp 12.6 volt charger, and the unnerving thing with this is that every time you connect the crocodile clips to the battery, it sparks, and I don't like that. I don't like things that spark when you connect them. So that's another thing that is not so great. Another thing is, I charged it up once with this charger, and then I did my discharge tests with my heated clothing gear, and then I couldn't get it to charge up with this charger. Every time I connected the charger up to it, the terminal voltage went to about 12.7 volts, and the battery wouldn't take in any charge. I presume because the voltage gone over 12.6 volts, the BMS was disconnecting the battery. So I wasn't able to charge it with this charger. What I have done since is that I've took this battery into my solar shed, and I'm charging it on solar with a Victron solar charge controller, that I can change the battery settings to be compatible with this. So it's now in the shed, not really helping me. So, oh, another thing with this is that with the terminal layout, I am used to having batteries where the positive terminal is on the right and the negative terminal is on the left. So with all the other batteries I have, or that I've used, the positive was always on the right and the negative was always on the left. And the fact that these are reversed is not really to my liking. Which means if I want to connect the load to it or the charger, I have to look carefully at the polarity. So that's this battery. I'm not over the moon with this battery. So I went on Amazon, and for about £120, including delivery, I bought this brand new battery. And this is a 12.8 volt 50 amp hour battery. It has a watt hour capacity of 640 watt hours, and this is what we have. The weight of this one is, I think, about, well, I'm guessing about 5 kilograms, because I can't find any data that actually states the weight of it, but about 5 kilograms. It's heavier than this battery, and it's a bit bulkier than this battery, as you can see. Slightly lower, but wider in all the other dimensions. So, things about this battery. It's a TWL FP1250, and we have the specifications. There's 50 amp hours capacity. Terminal voltage is 12.8 volts, 640 watt hours. Charging voltage for this is up to 14.6 volts. The discharge current for this battery is up to 50 amps. The charging standard charge rate up to 20 amps. Maximum charging current 45 amps. We can charge between 0 to 50 degrees centigrade, and we can discharge between -20 and +60 degrees centigrade. The thing here is that you cannot charge lithium based batteries below 0 degrees, as it can permanently damage them. But since you're normally charging your batteries indoors, that's not usually a problem. So there are some standard warning things. Store at greater than 75% charge, and recharge every 3 months whilst in storage. Only use a lithium battery charger, either a LiFePO 4 specific one or a lithium ion specific one in that case. And obviously do not reverse the polarity, do not short circuit the terminals. That can create risk of fire or overheating and stuff like that. Do not disassemble it. Do not expose to water or extreme heat. Do not physically hit it or burn it or other things like that. So just sensible precautions. It's a battery, so treat it with respect. There's some manufacturer's information here. Made by Dongguan Tenwei Power Company Limited in Shikong private industrial area, Hengli Town, Dongguan City, China, so made in China, as it says here. Most of the eBay, Amazon things are made in China. Right, so things we have here is the terminals in a standard kind of layout. Standard as in pluses on the right, minuses on the left. It has some indentations on the front and the back for you to pick it up to carry it, although the carry handle is convenient on the other one. I did the same discharging tests with this, and I hooked up the 50 watt heated top, the 65 watt heated trousers, and the 30 watt heated socks all together for a current draw of about 15 amps, and we had the voltage stay at around 13 volts, which is good because it has good performance. The clothing heated well, so that's good. So it's good for the heat output of the clothing, and it would mean, say, your headlamp would be bright. So good there. This battery doesn't come with a charger, but it's lithium iron phosphate, so it's not a problem. I can use my good old Victron charger. I got 2 of these, and I can select the lithium iron phosphate setting and it charges it just fine. This one is a 7 amp charger and it charges this up just great. So, oh, and when you attach the charger to this, no sparking, so great. I attached the leads up and no sparks, so that's good. I'm guessing with the other charger, oops, sorry about that, when you connect the crocodile clips up, it has to charge up capacitors in the charger, but I don't like that because it sparks. So that's that. So right, I like lithium iron phosphate batteries because they have a higher terminal voltage. The nominal voltage is 12.8 volts, but when you charge it, in this case it says you can charge up to 14.6 volts, but my Victron charger has a default charging voltage of 14.2 volts. So if you charge up to 14.2 volts, that's fine. You're not pushing it to the maximum, and it should mean the battery should last a lot longer. Its service life will be a lot longer, so that's good. So now the thing here is that my 12 volt heated gear, and if I put a 12 volt headlamp on the bike as well, upgrade my current one, then these things are designed to go on a motorbike, which you connect to the motorbike battery, but the battery is always being charged by the engine while you're riding the bike. So as you ride the bike, the engine charges the battery, and the charging system will charge it up to 13 to 14 volts as you ride along, so keeping the voltage up. And obviously when I put this on the back of my e-bike, there's nothing to charge it as I ride along, so that's why it's good to have a battery with a higher terminal voltage, so kind of replicate a flooded battery on a bike with an engine that's charging it. So a higher voltage means your gear works better and your headlamp will shine brighter. Although I'm going to use an LED headlamp, and those probably have some kind of driver circuitry in the headlamp that will regulate the output, so that's not so important. But if you're using a headlamp with a filament light bulb in it, then the brightness of the light is dependent on the voltage of the battery. So if the battery voltage is lower, the light will be dimmer. But not such a big thing when using LED lights that have a driver circuit. So if you're buying a battery for a 12-volt system, I would recommend you buy a lithium iron phosphate battery. I would not recommend buying a lithium ion battery because the terminal voltage is lower, and I just don't recommend them. I recommend a lithium iron phosphate battery. They are better, I would say. The specifications of this would say you get 2,000–3,000 cycles out of this, depending on how deeply you discharge it. Now with lithium iron phosphate batteries, you can discharge them fully and recharge them and they will work without issues. Although the more times you discharge it completely, it will have an effect on the number of cycles you get out of it. So generally don't really discharge it below 20 or 30% for the maximum amount of cycles. Lithium ion batteries, well, as I said, the terminal voltage is lower, and if you're trying to charge with solar, it'll be harder to charge, because unless you get a solar charge controller where you can change all of the battery settings, then in a lot of cases you'll be stuck with a setting that says lithium ion but is actually meant for lithium iron phosphate batteries, which have a much higher charging voltage. So you can't use the lithium iron phosphate settings to charge this. So that's another thing. But another thing is that a new one of these is between £300–500. New one of these I got for £120. So big difference. Lots of benefits, including the price. So this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching. Eventually I want to put this on my e-bike to replace this battery, but I'm working on a few things like mounting it, some wiring, working out how I'm going to attach a charging jack to it so I don't have to keep taking it off the bike, because this has bolt down terminals, and if I attach my wiring with ring terminals, they're permanently attached, unlike this battery, which has an easy disconnect because it's meant to go on a golf trolley, and at the end of every round of golf you will be taking it off your trolley to charge it, so it has a quick connect, and it has a charging jack on the side because the BMS charges the battery through a side socket. So this has a quick disconnect. So I'm working on some kind of option for having a disconnect on this. So I'll be working on that, and at some time in the future I'll make a video if I put it on the bike, and if I put a different headlamp on my e-bike, I will show you that in the future as well. So this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching. If you like what you see, then please click like, and I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. I like to try and get more subscribers. At the moment my channel is not monetized as I don't have enough subscribers, I only have about 300 plus subscribers, and to get some monetization I need over 1,000 subscribers. So I'd like more people to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, any questions or sensible comments, please leave them down below, and I'll try and answer any questions and comments. As always, I say I only reply to sensible comments. If you want to leave something sarcastic, I will simply ignore it, and that's how it works on this channel. So until next time, this is Solar Tiger saying thank you for watching, and goodbye. Thank you.